You know that feeling, right? Where you're trying something new, maybe something you tried loads of times, and you just hit a wall.
Yeah.
And it feels like deep down you're just not good at this. Like no matter how hard you try, getting better just seems, well, impossible.
We've definitely all been there.
But what if that feeling, that, sense of being completely stuck, isn't really about some fixed talent you either have or you don't?
What if it's more about your mindset?
Exactly. What if it's about your fundamental beliefs about learning, about your own ability?
That's really the core insight, isn't it? From Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. It's such a powerful idea.
It really is.
And this book, I mean, it's not just another self-help read. It's genuinely been one of the most influential psychology books probably in the last 20 years.
Oh, definitely.
It's changed thinking in so many areas: education, business, parenting, personal growth, you name it. And the central idea, it sounds almost too simple at first. The way you think about your abilities profoundly shapes your actual success.
And that's exactly what we want to dig into today. I know lots of you listening will be familiar with Dweck's work. It's pretty famous now.
Sure.
But our goal here in this deep dive is to go a bit beyond the headlines. We want to pull out the most important, sometimes kind of surprising insights from the original work.
Sort of give you a shortcut to really getting the nuances.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking for those, surprising facts, the really practical stuff you can use, things to help you overcome that self-doubt or bounce back when things go wrong.
Whether you're learning something new, leading a team,
Or raising kids, or trying to create something. It's designed to be more than just motivating, hopefully genuinely transformational.
Okay, so where do we start?
Right, let's unpack the core concept. Dweck identifies these two fundamental mindsets that really dictate how we approach, well, everything.
The fixed mindset and the growth mindset.
Exactly. So the fixed mindset first. For anyone needing a quick refresher, this is the belief that your basic qualities, things like your intelligence, your talents, your abilities, they're just fixed traits, innate.
You've got a certain amount, and that's that. You're either born good at math or you're not.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the implications are huge, right? If you believe that, then challenges suddenly feel really threatening.
Because they might expose your limits, your fixed ability.
Yeah, and failure isn't just a setback, it's humiliating. It feels like proof you're just not good enough.
Mm-hmm. And feedback, even helpful feedback.
It can feel like a personal attack, like someone's judging you, not just your work on that particular task.
So people with this mindset, they tend to shy away from risks.
They often do. They might give up more easily, especially when things get tough, and feel totally stuck if something doesn't come naturally to them.
And what's really sneaky about the fixed mindset, as Dweck points out, is how it can actually stop us from doing the very things that would lead to growth.
How so?
Well, this desire to always look smart or appear talented can actually prevent you from taking risks or trying hard things where you might fail initially. It stops you from learning.
Ah, right. So the focus is on preserving the image of being capable rather than actually becoming more capable.
Exactly. It's a real trap.
Okay, so that's the fixed mindset. Now let's contrast that with the growth mindset.
This is the other side of the coin.
Right, this is the belief that those same qualities, intelligence, talents, abilities, they aren't fixed at all. They can absolutely be developed.
Through effort, through learning, through persistence.
Yeah. So with this mindset, challenges aren't threats. They're actually seen as opportunities, chances to learn, to stretch yourself.
Setbacks aren't devastating failures.
No, they're viewed more like useful information, feedback for what to try next. Effort isn't seen as a sign you're struggling or not naturally gifted.
It's seen as the path, the way you actually get better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Effort is the key to mastery. And failure, it's not proof you can't do it. It's just feedback telling you maybe try a different strategy or put in more practice. It tells you what you need to work on.
What's so fascinating here, and you touched on this, is how this difference, just this core belief about whether abilities are fixed or can be developed, it seems subtle, maybe, but it has these massive knock-on effects. It shapes everything, how you define success, how you react to failure.
And ultimately, your actual capacity to learn and grow.
Yeah.
It really determines whether you lean into challenges or kind of shrink away from them.
It's profound when you start seeing it.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think, when you start looking at how these mindsets actually play out in the real world. Dweck's research has some amazing examples.
Like in education.
Yeah, especially in education. One of the most striking findings, and it feels really counterintuitive at first, is about praise.
Right. Praising kids.
So you think telling a child, wow, you're so smart, is a good thing, right? Builds confidence.
Seems like it would.
But Dweck's research often shows the opposite. That kind of praise can actually nudge kids towards a fixed mindset. Because if they're smart, then they need to keep proving they're smart. They might suddenly become afraid of making mistakes because a mistake might mean, oh no, maybe I'm not smart after all.
Ah, okay. So it creates pressure.
Exactly. Whereas kids who are consistently praised for their effort, wow, you worked really hard on that, or I like the strategy you used there, they tend to develop more of a growth mindset.
They become more resilient.
Much more. More curious, more willing to tackle harder problems, even if it means struggling a bit or not looking perfect right away. They learn that effort is the key.
And that pattern doesn't just stop when you leave school, does it? It carries right on into adult life.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about how many adults, maybe even yourself sometimes, who are hesitant to try something new at work or maybe ask for help on a project.
Yeah.
Often it's that lingering fear, isn't it? That fear of looking incompetent, of revealing you don't have some innate talent for it. Dweck really helps explain why that fear is so common.
It makes so much sense. Or think about it in the business world. Dweck talks about this too.
How companies operate.
Yeah. Companies that build a culture around learning, around adaptability, where it's okay to try things and maybe fail, where honest feedback and effort are really valued.
They tend to do better long term.
They often do. They innovate, they adapt to change. But organizations that just sort of worship natural talent or the lone genius, without really valuing the learning process and the teamwork behind it,
They can be brittle.
yeah, they often struggle or even collapse when faced with real pressure or unexpected challenges because they haven't built that muscle for adaptation and learning from mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes beyond just work and school, doesn't it? It impacts our relationships, how we parent, how we lead teams.
Absolutely. If you believe people can change and grow, your partner, your kids, your colleagues, you approach them differently, right?
You're more patient, maybe, more empathetic.
Definitely. You're more likely to invest in helping them develop rather than just labeling them as good or bad at something. It fosters much better teamwork and understanding.
It really is striking how universal these ideas are.
It's true. From, like you said, just one person trying to learn guitar to how a whole family functions to the success of a massive company. This core belief about whether ability is fixed or can grow seems to be a really fundamental factor.
It's like a lens you can use to understand so much about potential.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've established the difference and seen the impact. But the big question for everyone listening is, how do you actually use this? How do you apply it in your own life, your own journey of learning and growth?
The practical side.
Exactly. And Dweck offers this one almost deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful tool. It's just one word, the word yet.
Ah, the power of yet.
It sounds so small, but instead of thinking or saying, I can't do this, you consciously add that word, I can't do this yet.
Tell me more about why that's so effective. It sounds like just a little mental trick, but what's going on psychologically?
Well, it instantly reframes the situation, doesn't it? It takes a statement of permanent limitation, I can't, and turns it into a statement about your current position on a learning curve.
It implies possibility, future capability.
Precisely. It creates that crucial mental space for growth. It allows you to see yourself not as permanently lacking, but as someone who is in the process of learning. I mean, honestly, I still catch myself trying to put together some IKEA furniture, getting frustrated, thinking, I'm just useless at this.
We've all been there.
And then I try to remember, okay, I haven't figured this out yet. It does help shift the frustration a bit.
That makes sense. And Dweck also stresses that these mindsets aren't just fixed labels, right? It's not like you're either a fixed mindset person or a growth mindset person, full stop.
That's a really important point. She warns against just using them as labels. They're more like ongoing processes and ways of thinking we can fall into.
So even someone who generally has a growth mindset might slip into fixed thinking sometimes.
Absolutely. Especially when things get really tough or maybe you face criticism or you're feeling insecure. That old, I'm just not good enough thought can creep back in.
So the key is awareness.
Awareness is huge. It's about catching yourself in that moment. Noticing when you're thinking, oh, I'm just not a math person, or I'll never be good at public speaking.
And consciously challenging it.
Yes, consciously replacing it with something like, okay, I can get better at this if I put in the effort, or I haven't mastered this skill yet. That internal dialogue shift is critical. And her practical advice really focuses on cultivating that growth mindset actively. Things like praising the effort and the strategies people use, not just the final result.
Right, focusing on the process.
Setting goals that are about learning something new, not just about performing well or avoiding mistakes.
Learning goals versus performance goals. Got it.
And being really careful with labels.
Mhm.
Avoiding those tags like smart or talented or gifted that sound positive, but can actually lock people into feeling like they have to constantly live up to that fixed identity.
So these aren't just small tweaks. These are actual strategies you can use to essentially rewire how you approach challenges
That's the idea.
and how you see not only your own potential, but the potential in others too. By consciously using these tools, you're not just, thinking positively, you're actively building the foundation for real, sustained improvement.
Exactly. So if there's one core message to really pull out from this whole deep dive into Dweck's work, it's this. Your abilities, your talents, they aren't carved in stone.
You're not stuck with what you've got.
Not at all. You're always evolving, always capable of learning and growing. With practice, with seeking out and using feedback, and crucially, with adopting that mindset focused on growth. Improvement isn't just possible, it's pretty much inevitable in almost any area you choose.
And connecting that back to the bigger picture of success and achievement, Dweck really helps us understand that success isn't about being flawless from the start.
Right, it's not about never failing.
No, it's fundamentally about being willing to engage in the process, willing to learn, willing to grow, willing to put in the effort even when it's hard. And her book, Mindset, it gives you the science, the strategies, and the stories to help make that growth feel like a real, achievable thing for you.
It really does. Which kind of leaves us with a final thought, maybe a question for you, the listener,
Oh,
to mull over.
okay.
Thinking about your own life right now.
Yeah.
What's one single challenge, one area where you feel stuck or limited that could be completely transformed if you really, truly embraced a growth mindset and started adding that little word?
Yeah.